Hey you guys, I have some spare ribs I want to cook for dinner tonight, so I'm going to show you how I do them. Normally I like to put them in my smoker, but I don't have time today to put them in my smoker. It's already probably like 12 o'clock. I need dinner ready by 5, so that's not going to work. Too late to put it in the slow cooker. Well, maybe, but I don't really feel like slow cooker. I'm going to put these in the oven. They only take about 3 hours in the oven, and they're so good and tender. All right, so I got my ribs laid out here. So before we can do anything, season them. Like I said, this is really simple and a basic recipe. But one thing we have to do is get this like membrane off. It's just not really edible. Sometimes it's hard to get off, but you just lift the corner up and pull. Sometimes you need a knife. I don't think I will today, but just going to pull. And pull this membrane up the best you can. So you can see I got some of it up. Don't want to eat that. It's not good and it makes your ribs hard to eat. So we're just gonna peel off as much of this as we can get. The 2 ingredients we're gonna need for today is some rib rub and some mustard. You can use whatever whatever rub you want. It doesn't have to be rib rub. You can use any seasoning you want. But this is what I have. I think there's just enough left in here to use. And then, of course, you're going to need your favorite barbecue sauce at the end. Now, after we do that, the hardest part, putting on your seasoning. So I'm just going to, going to throw on this rib rub, just all over the ribs. Then we're going to repeat these steps for the next side. Just went ahead and took off that parchment paper was ripping, so I'll just keep the foil. Just like this, spread around. Let's finish off the rest of this seasoning. So I did not have enough of that other one, so I'm just gonna finish off this one. I'll just mix both of them because that one did not have enough. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish it off with this one as well. I'm just gonna let this sit here for a minute and get my oven preheated. All right, so I'm just gonna cover this with foil. Now you can choose to leave the foil off if you want, but I don't like the ends. They get burnt when you leave the foil off and they get really dried out. So I'm just gonna cover mine with foil so they can be nice and moist. So I have my ribs covered in foil. I'm gonna put these in the oven at 350 Fahrenheit for 3 hours, and I'll show you what they look like when I come back. All right, so these I just took out of the oven after 3 hours. They look pretty good. This looks like a bone that's pretty falling apart. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sauce this up with barbecue sauce, put it back in the oven on broil just to let it get caramelized on top. All right, so I put my sauce on. I just used whatever sauce I had in the fridge. You can make homemade sauce if you like, whatever sauce you want. I'm gonna pop this back in on broil and just let it caramelize on top. So these are the ribs, you guys. I'm gonna let this cool off for a minute. I'm gonna cut one of these up and show you guys how tender it is. All right, you guys, I just got these ribs bone randomly. I'm gonna show you. Look at this. Look how clean that bone is. Give it a try. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.